Hey guys, I'm going to be doing another pod test today. Today I've got, this is Tepin crossed with lemon drop. This chili is in its F2 stage, which means that it's in the second generation of a cross. The first generation is just after you've mixed it and you've sown the seeds, and this is the children of that original cross. So it's got a few more stages to go to be considered stable, but yeah, this was sent to me by Phil. Thanks a lot, Phil, for sending me, he sent me a box of chilies, a few of them that I'm gonna do reviews for. A couple of them I've already done reviews for before, but still great to have fresh chilies of different varieties, and yeah, I like that about the chili community, that you get kind of share things with each other, and I've got some pods that I'm going to send back his way as well. So I'm quite looking forward to trying this, because in the community slash people who've been growing chilies for a long time, you'll find people generally say they love the flavour of Tepins, which are also known as Chilli Tepin, or they've got a bunch of different nicknames. People think they got a really good flavour on them, and I haven't yet to do a review of one, so I've been looking forward to trying that. And then this is crossed with a lemon drop, which is another chili that people just go nuts over. You know, both of them have a very good heat level, as well as a very good and distinct flavour to them, so I've read. I have tried some lemon drop chilies. I haven't done a review of one yet, so this will be quite interesting to try it as a cross. Obviously, as it's a cross, I couldn't really find much detail on the heat, but both lemon drops and Tepins have pretty decent heat level to them. They've got a fair old kick on them, as well as managing to be, you know, quite manageable heat level to cook with. Whereas these super hots, they have great flavours, but there's very few dishes which you can put them into without absolutely killing the people you're trying to feed. So yeah, looking forward to this one. I cut one open earlier. There's not a huge amount to see inside. Pretty thick walled, which I'd expect. It's quite interesting that it's taken on both the characteristics of a Tepin and a lemon drop. Lemon drop to me looks like someone spilt yellow candle wax and it's kind of made this gloopy shape on it. Tepins, however, tend to be very tiny little ball-shaped chilies. So it's really interesting to see that it's taken on the characteristics of both of them. Reasonably thick wall. It's pretty juicy looking inside there, actually. I've got a little bit of a cold, and this should probably sort it out, but the aroma's quite it's almost a little bit smoky. It's quite earthy. There is a bit of citrus behind there, and actually I'm getting a waft of almost like Assam tea before you brew it. Obviously, like dried tea leaves, that kind of smoky earthiness that you get from Assam. Tea is something I can speak about for days as well. I won't do, but that's what's setting off alarms in my head right now. It smells a little bit like Assam chili and Assam tea crossed with the chili, basically, and a little bit of citrus there in the end. So yeah, let's pull off the seed cap and give this a go. It should be pretty warm. It's probably gonna prickle my eardrums a little bit. Probably not going to be a face melter, but yeah, let's see what it tastes like. Wow. That's a wall of flavour straight up. Nothing overpowering, but nothing like I expected it to be. It's really floral. That tea light aspect does carry on a little bit. It's definitely earthy, a little bit dusky, but it's got this floral underlayer that kind of comes up through it, and it's got plenty of heat. It's got the end of my tongue going. I'm pretty sure this is going to annoy my lips actually. It's got the side of my tongue, and that's that underneath the front of my tongue right now. And it's quite sweet to finish off with. But the flavour is very, very interesting. It's something I haven't tried. I haven't really tasted a chili yet that is quite like that. Because it's got some of the high impact characteristics that I like about super hots, but it's not like a sledgehammer to the face. It's very the aspects are there, but they're very gentle. There's a decent amount of earthiness, some citrus notes, as well as it's quite juicy when you crunch into it. It really it's really made the heat just spread through my mouth like, you know, like you've just chewed on a paintball or something, you know. It really just, the moment you bite into it, it just goes poof, all over the place. And it's getting notes of peach now that the earthiness is dying down. It's really interesting. I expected it to taste completely different to what it actually tastes like. You know, from the smell, I thought it would taste like a earthy citrus chili, and it hasn't ended up that way. There are notes of earthiness and citrus in it, but from what I smell and what I had going in my mind, the expectation of what it was going to taste like, it is completely different when you bite into it. The heat's starting to crawl a little bit down the back of my throat now. And it's easing off the side of my tongue but moving to my lips, which I thought it would do. It's not aggressive or nagging at the moment, but there's a surprising amount of heat for yeah, here's the one I didn't cut open. I mean, they're not a huge chili. I mean, they're maybe the size of a small habanero, a really tiny little baby habanero. That being said, if we're comparing the two, it's not as hot as a habanero. The flavour's not quite as. I find with some of the chilies I eat, the flavour almost it blows out the bit between your mouth and your nose, and it just goes straight in your olfactory system, you know, the part between your nose and your mouth, which sorts out your definition of aromas. It seems that a lot of super hots just seem to punch a hole in the roof of your mouth straight up into there, and it's very overwhelming from an aroma standpoint. This isn't overwhelming, but the flavour that it does have is absolutely fantastic. It's got plenty of heat. I would love to go ahead and use that in a salad or something. In a salad or in a salsa. Actually, I've got a party I'm going to tomorrow. I'm planning to make some guacamole for, and I might chuck a couple of these in it, because it's going to be it's a really interesting aroma that I'd like to keep kind of raw. I don't know if I'd want to overcook these too much. I think that the delicate flavours that are in it would be spoilt a little bit through heating them. So I'd definitely keep them raw-ish. Yeah. The heat's dying down now. There's still a pretty decent sweetness left on my palate, as well as the aroma's died off a lot, but I'm left with quite a lot of sweetness. There is a little hint of that earthiness left over. That's a really interesting chili. I'd be very interested to see what the F3 tastes like, if that tastes any different to these. But so far as that goes, great chili. So thanks a lot, Phil, for sending me some chilies to try. Cheers.